The almighty Prince Vegito!
What's good, people? Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Legends video, and today we have got an end of 2021 Sparking tier list. So before I get memed, just want to quickly say, obviously you can see the number one unit at the top is the green Super Gogeta. That is in fact Ultra Gogeta, Ultra Super Gogeta, but he hasn't been added to the like his PNG isn't on this tier list yet, so I'll just put him there. But yeah, I'm also joined by the king of the Mexicans, Varebarra. You should know who he is by now. What's poppin', bro?
It's poppin'.
What's poppin', man? So yeah, I've basically just added all the relevant units right now that you see. There's a few that maybe could have got in as well, but I just thought we'll just go with this. Like, these are the units you'll see on an everyday basis. There's a few more that you might see. Like, you might see 18, the purple Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta that has made a re-emergence in the meta, but for the most part, these are the units that you see the most. So, by the way, as well, me and him literally just did a 40-minute video, and it was too long, so we just fucking scrapped it. So there's 40 minutes of our lives we'll never get back, but fuck it. So quickly going through this tier list, not gonna make it too long, probably be around 10-15 minutes, something like that. So in Z plus, we have Ultra Super Gogeta, pretty self-explanatory. I mean, Goku and Vegeta do have a shout of being number one still. They're still very, very good. Cracked. Like, Super Gogeta is, like, most people have him at 5, right?
Most people.
If you don't know, this fucking whale has got him at 14. Like, the top 3 units you see, Super Gogeta, Goku and Vegeta, and Trunks, this fucking whale's got them all at 14. There's a reason I call him the king of the Mexicans, but yeah, and he maybe takes a hit. I want to say the worst out of the 3, maybe. Actually, you're qualified. You've got them all at 14. Like, Trunks obviously takes a hit the best out of the 3.
Yeah, easily.
But he does the less. He does the least damage, so it evens out.
Yeah. I mean, Gogeta's good. It's just like you have to have like your gauge built up. So it's like you have that 70. So once you pop the gauge, right, you get an extra 20% cut, and you could stack it. So it's like you could get a 70% cut, like just off the bat. Like, you fill up the gauge once, boom, you have 70% cut.
Yeah,
like that's crazy. I don't think Goku and Vegeta have that. So I'd argue that Vegeta probably have the worst defenses.
Yeah, but they also can heal up. Like, it's not that they've got the worst defenses.
Yeah, exactly.
Their kit allows them to heal constantly. His does as well. He gets, what is it, 15% when you pop his gauge?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he can heal as well, but they can heal like every card almost. They heal, and then they also heal on their switch. So, but yeah.
Yep.
So that's our order of Z plus. Like, those 3 are undoubtedly the best 3 units in the game. I think G4 is in contention as well, but just because of the featured boosts, I feel like Sword of Hope is just above him, and Sword of Hope is annoying as hell to play against, man. Annoying as hell.
Yeah.
But next we've got Z tier. Now, G4 at the top. If you look at all the units around him, Ultra Super Gogeta is blue. Goku and Vegeta. Vegeta is weak to greens, and he can also go type neutral against Goku. Sword of Hope is blue. He has anti-revival properties against Revive Hon. Like, all the units around him, that the 3 above him, 3 above him and the 1 below him, he literally is the unit that counters them the best.
Yeah, really.
So that's why he's so high up there. He's really good anyway, even like without being meta relevant, he's really good.
And we're saying that he's very good because of his plat. If you don't have his plat, get the plat.
Yeah. Like, this is taking into account his plat, obviously. Like, if you haven't got his plat, then he's not going to be anywhere near as good.
He's going to be like doo-doo tier.
But yeah. Next, Revive Hon, pretty self-explanatory. Like, he's been one of the top 5 units. He was even like top 3, arguably number 1, when hybrids were at their best, alongside FSK, Future Hon, of course. But I feel like the last few units that have come out have just, like, they've just been cracked. But he is still one of the best units. Future Hon, same thing. Yeah,
he still disrupts supports. He does a lot of damage. I mean, it's just like it's just his circumstance right now. Like him and his team, right? Future, you have him, Future Trunks, and then you have like Blue Boys as leader, and that's fucking cracked. So, like, if it wasn't because of Future Trunks' teams, he would definitely be like lower. I'd probably put him lower than FSK if he didn't have the same teams. But yeah,
I hear you. Like with him, it's always going to be a case of how good is his team, because he doesn't do the most damage, he doesn't tank that well, but he supports well. He has endurance. He can go type neutral. He gets his gauge back on his strikes. He has a freeze time green. He's a solid unit, like top 10 unit, even if his teams weren't like the best. But he's as high as he is because of how good his teams are. He's just one of those units, but there's no shame in that because he is a core staple of his team. FSK.
No explanation needed.
Yeah, like most people are gonna screenshot this, but like, why is FSK so high? But like, you can't just go from number 1 down to like people have sheep mentality, bro. Like one person will say, "Oh, FSK's in S tier, FSK." Like, no, bro. You can't go from number 1 down to S within a month. Like, it doesn't work like that. Don't give me all that.
We're still at
SS. SS.
that's 2 tiers below.
SS.
He was Z, bro. He was Z.
Okay, alright. There's going to be a few exceptions.
It's fine.
Let's just forget about something.
Yeah.
Let's
so Evolution Blue Vegeta.
just sweep Cell under the carpet. Yeah, Evo, go off about Evo.
Yeah, Evo can literally like solo mono purple, bro. Like, legit. You put that fool for like you fight a mono purple team, you bring Evolution, you could probably solo the entire team. And then Evolution's also one of those characters where it's like you could 1v3 in pretty much any scenario. Like him, last man standing. Like he just has no damage ceiling. He nullifies cover changes. He nullifies endurance with his ults. He heals. He gets a card every time you switch on him. Like it's just nuts.
Yeah, he does everything. If he doesn't tank the best.
Except tank.
Yeah, he doesn't tank the best, but he can heal up on his green. And yeah, I mean, apart from tanking, but you can't do everything, right? Like, not like if you did everything, you'd be in Z+.
Yeah.
And he's not quite, but he's definitely up there. Definitely in the top 10 units in the game. Super Vegito obviously just received his LF Senkai.
Correct.
Yeah, he's like great stats. His tanking's not as good as you'd think, but he gets like his health is almost 4 million. Like, a lot of people have got him at 14 stars. Obviously gives that cracked health buff on his Z ability. His equipment, that's solid. His teams, like Fusion Warriors right now is like, I mean, G4's top 5, Super Gogeta is number 1, he's top 10, so, you know. Mono Purple as well, like he's in 2 of the top 5 best teams in the game right now, so, you know, pretty self-explanatory why he's there. Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
I still think he's pretty solid. It's just the fact that it's pretty much the same reason why we have Gogeta 4 so high. It's because you know, he's green. Top 3 characters in the game are weak to green. He can go type neutral against Goku. He gets a lot of damage inflicted every time you switch on him. He has a save. Save's like one of the main things why he's even up here. And his ult hits like a fucking truck.
Yeah.
Going about your hate story on DKP.
No, I love DKP, man. I love DKP. DKP is like, he's cracked, man. DKP is cracked. Like, I use strike regen quite a lot. Obviously, they're not as good as they were last season, in my opinion, or before all these new units came out. But DKP alone, like Cell and Fat Boot aren't quite as good. But Cell himself, DKP himself, is just like, against Mono Purple, he just shreds through them, man. Obviously nullifies endurance. I mean, how many units in the top 5 have endurance? So we've got Sword of Hope, not even top 5, top 10. Sword of Hope, Future Hon. That's actually it. Oh, okay. But they are in the top 5 or 6 units in the game, so, you know, it helps. Zamasu Goku Black Assist.
They have a featured boost, they tank, they could reduce Dragon Balls, they could take away your Vanish. They're arguably top 3 best teams in the game, which is Future. They're green, so, you know, they have all the blues up there in the Z plus, but mono purple's up here as well. So I don't know.
Yeah. They're good, man. So hard to kill. Like the amount of times they've just removed my when you're waiting for someone to sidestep, but you're in a strike animation and you're like waiting to sidestep, and then they'll just pop their green and you're just there still doing your strike animation with no gauge. Like the amount of time that's happened to me is it's annoying, but yeah, they're good, man. They're good. Maybe they'll need to be reevaluated once the featured boosts are gone.
Oh yeah.
But they're good. Bardock.
Probably gives the best support in the game.
Yeah, literally. Best damage support in the game. Like, it's not even close. Like, there's a few units that we had on here before, when we done our 40-minute video, that are there because of him. Like, Birdku, Zenkai 7, Super Gogeta, like, these are units that you consider on Super Saiyans and think, yo, these guys look cracked. But if you take him away, it takes away half of their appeal as a unit, so... Yeah, he's cracked. Even on his own, last man standing, he can heal with his green. Like, when he's last man standing, he's literally combos forever. Like, forever. Like, his card cost is so low. Obviously, has card draw speed. Like, yeah, Bardock's cracked. Bardock's cracked. Kid Buu, top of SS.
Yep.
Obviously, I've got my...
Oh, yeah, you're 14-star Kid Buu, right?
Yeah, my year-long despair arc of not pulling him. So I can't really speak too much on him, but to play against, he's just irritating as hell. You've all seen the prof video.
Oh yeah. The infinite advantage, bro. It's like he's like the only character in the game that can do that. So you gotta remember that.
Yeah, like he doesn't tank that well. There's a lot of units that do more damage than him, but it's just the fact that he can keep comboing and you can't hit him. He's so evasive. So
yeah, and then he has long ass combos and infinite key. So
yeah, and he's a very good ult as well.
Oh yeah.
Then Bojack, one of Vare's favorite units, I think.
Yes, sir. He's pretty cracked, bro. Like just from him existing, he gives support. He's a transforming unit. His awakened nuts hits like a truck's probably one of the hardest hitting things in the game. What else? He has transforming stats. He can heal with green free transformation. Takes away your vanish first time. Fucking can be a very good last man standing unit. Like you don't have to give him any damage equipped, but he'll do a ton of damage after transformed. He has like double card speed if he's last man standing after the main. He's just crazy. His
rush combination with Revive Hon as well, where if you rush him,
yeah,
you can more or less just bring Revive Hon straight in. So yeah,
yes, sir.
Great on movies. Corrupted Merge Zamasu and Ape. I've got them more or less in the same spot. Like if you prefer one, like most people would prefer Merge Zamasu just because, in my opinion, he's on better teams at the moment. But the problem with both of them is, like we've been saying, like 2 of the top 3 units in the game right now are blue.
Yeah.
So they're just in a little bit of a bad spot in that sense. But as units, not considering this current meta, I'd have them like maybe a little bit higher. But how high can you realistically have them when you're going to be facing Sword of Hope Trunks or Ultra Super Gogeta like 3 out of 5 games? So, yeah. Next we have 3 yellows, LF Piccolo, LF Gogeta Blue, and LF Full Power Frieza. Mono Purple, I mean, what more can I say? I feel like Piccolo is, Piccolo's the best of the 3.
Yeah.
I feel like Full Power Frieza is a little bit better in this meta. I feel like you'll see him a little bit more, just because of his endurance nullification. Obviously going up against Sword of Hope and Future Hon so much. But like, you've still got to keep in mind, like, this meta is not going to last forever. And even though you've got to take it into account, I feel like Piccolo is still better than both of them. And I feel like he'll age a lot better than they will. But yeah, I've got Gogeta Blue at 14 stars. I know you've got him at 14 stars as well. Obviously has a game-changing green card if you land it. Doesn't take damage the best, but he's good. Like, he heals when he comes in and out. Like, when he comes in, he heals. So yeah, I still rate Gogeta Blue. I do feel like you're starting to see his age a little bit more now. And then Full Power Frieza, like I said, he has the endurance nullification. You can combo with him for quite a while. He gets a blast card when you pop his green, has blast armor on it as well. AoE blue card, obviously. Get his gauge back on his ult. On his main. Get it on his main, not his ult. So yeah. LF Frieza.
You put LF full power Frieza in combination with the OG LF Frieza. He can nuke teams with his blue card. I've seen clips from Billy where he just fucking one shots purples and then he just GG. Yeah, but Frieza has like arguably the best support, I guess. Like just in general, like he can reduce sub count. He can, support the entire team. He's only, I think he's the only LF that holds the blue.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and then he can give damage buffs on switch out, get sustained damage cut. All the goody.
Yeah. Fat Boo, always going to be the core unit of regen, the core green. I don't think it's going to take a special unit. Like if we had like a green LF Janemba that came out who was cracked, like maybe he'll get replaced then. But like Fat Boo is just like everyone's faced him. Everyone's faced him. Everyone's experienced like what you have to go against when you're fighting him. The lock-in, the constant healing. Like it's Fat Boo, right? Like what more do we have to say at this point? I mean, even though Mono Purple's a thing right now, you still can't put him too low. It's just a disrespect to him and how good he is. But yeah, Merge Zamasu.
The Zenkai one, yeah. He's probably one of the best. He's probably the best Zenkai, arguably, of this year. But he's still pretty damn good. He's one of those people that you see on Mono Purple, so yeah, he's a pain to deal with. He tanks, he does a lot of damage, he heals, he does pretty much everything. It reduces your ki, all the BS.
Yeah, he's great as a late option, like mid to late games when you really start to see his damage. Obviously as a cover change as well. Like I feel like people like don't rate cover changes enough when it's so important in just like cutting the play up, like stopping your opponent from like when there's units like Super Gogeta, who obviously he can nullify cover change. Is it on his when you pop his green he nullifies cover change?
Yeah, 10 counts.
But if he doesn't, you don't want that guy filling his gauge up. You don't want him to keep healing. You don't want him to keep getting more damage. You don't like etc. Get a blue card. So you need cover change units. Like I think people sleep on cover changes a little bit. Like they're a massive part of the game. Like, I rely on them a lot. So any unit with a cover change that goes up a little bit in my opinion, but yeah, he's good, solid unit. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you've used him a lot more than me. I only Zenkai 7 him recently, so if you want to.
Oh, you're talking about the
purple one, yeah.
Yeah, he's arguably. No, he's like the core essentially because he gives support to GT on switch out. He heals every time he comes in. He nullifies cover changes the first 2 times you bring him in. He does a lot of strike damage. He can get cardio speed from his green. Yeah, his ultimate does a metric fuck ton of damage. He was the first character ever to have a lock-in blue card, and we all know like how good that shit is. Like you need a kill, boom, down. He gets 30 ki every time you fight a person, so that's always clutch. You're never gonna run out of ki with this guy. And yeah, that's gonna go into Maju. You know who's yellow? He's the yellow on GT essentially. Yeah, I just did Super Saiyan 4 like that. Left, but it's fine. Yeah, but Vegito has like endurance. He's good against Mono Purple. He's good on fusions right now, which is popping. I've been using it a lot lately. It's pretty fun. Yeah, so he has endurance. He can nullify both buffs with his blue card. AoE green, still nuts. I think he has like the best one. It goes to cover changes. It's really fast. It boosts up your next card. And yeah. Oh, and then we got Broly. Oh shit.
Just go off, bro. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going, bro. He gets cardio speed every time you use a strike card. So he does he can use a lot of cards, especially if he has a lot of ki. His main lets him go to cover changes for 30 counts. So nuts. The only bad thing about him is that he's green right now. I mean, Mono Purple's everywhere. But you bring him against Ultra Gogeta, he could bring Ultra Gogeta shit, bro. I'm just telling you guys that right now. But yeah, his blue card still looks like a truck. His kid's definitely one of my favorites. Where it's like, every time they use a green on you, you heal. Every time they use it all the time, you get a blue card. Every time you use a strike, you get a buff for the strike. Shit like that.
Yeah, card draw good on his strikes as well.
Yeah, I already said that. Fool.
Oh shit. Well, you going off, bro. I was just letting you just do your thing. But yeah, no, he's obviously it's a blessing and a curse him being green because you've got Mono Purple one side, and if you don't face Mono Purple, you've got like blue, purple, Super Saiyans, for example. You've got even some people even running Mono Blue right now. So it's 50-50 whether Like, the good thing about G4 and Super Saiyan 3 is they can go neutral. Like, if he could go neutral, we'd be a lot higher.
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
yeah, against blue, cracked. Against purple, yeah. But that's colours for you. Like, that's not his fault. That's just the way the meta is right now. LF Cell,
He fell off.
yeah, the meta's not really being kind to him at the moment. There's not really any green units besides like G4, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Like, how many green units are on this list? We've got G4, Goku Black Zamasu Assist,
Yeah.
Broly, Fat Boo,
Yeah.
4 greens. Like, if I'm missing anyone, I think we've got 4 greens on this list. Like, there's not many green units on this list, and Cell is purple. He's not going to be on mono purple because he doesn't get any of the Zenkai buffs. It's all Saiyan based Zenkai buffs, and God Key if you want to run Zamasu on the bench. So it's just a case of, I mean, like, he's good. He's still really good. If you've got him at like red 2 or 9, whatever. Like, I know you've got him at 9. Does a lot of damage once you've got his gauge filled up. He's really good on strike based regen, but his teams have taken a little bit of a backseat. And I just think this meta is just not for him at the moment. But yeah, I guess you could say he did fall off, to be honest. Like, when you consider he came out, what, like a month ago? 2 months ago?
Like 3, bro.
And then you've got these guys at the top who came out just after him. Like it's rough. It's rough. It's green rough. Then we've got Namaku and Goten. Now, these units aren't necessarily worse than a lot of these units above them. Like, Namaku, like, we all know that Namaku in the right hands is an absolute, like, monster. Like, if you give this guy to one of the top 5 players in the world who use Namaku and have used him for the last year or two, like, they know when to time the blue card, they know when to time the vanishing gauge, like the green card, all that stuff. Like, he can be cracked beyond belief, but we've got to even it out. And when you put him in the hands of just a regular player, like, he doesn't have a cover change, he doesn't have much utility, he doesn't have like a AoE green, for example, to get priority, he doesn't have blast armor. Like, you know, this is just in the hands of the, like, regular average player. So yeah. And then Goten, I feel like Goten, he's a great unit, don't get me wrong. Like, if purple red hybrids was still the top team in the game, he'd be high up this SS list. But no one's running double purple hybrids anymore. No one's doing that. Revive Hon is always going to be above him, like, without foul. Obviously, I mean, there's other examples of us having, like, Piccolo, for example, who in my opinion is second to DKP on regen right now, the second yellow. But he is blast based. And I know Revive Hon is strike based and he's blast based, but, like, you're always going to take Revive Hon. Like, always. Like, without foul, you're going to take Revive Hon under him. Great support, but hybrids isn't really at the forefront right now. And even though he is a good unit, it's just a case of, like, he's not the first choice, so that's why he's there. And then going into S, I'll just let you round up S because these are units that you've used a lot more than me, so just go off, bro.
So Elf Rose, no speed gonna kill me, but I feel like his big issue is his key. He really struggles with it. Like, if he got key every time, like, the opponent switched on you, then it would be fantastic, but he doesn't. He literally, the only way he can get key is from, like, his green card, and even then, it's like a long-range green card, so if you miss it, or, well, good luck. But he, he has the heavy bleed, comes in clutch, can destroy Dragon Balls, comes in clutch. That's pretty much it. Broly is cracked when, he's fully built up, but, when it's just him, like no Bardock, no pure equips, like no pure strike equips, nothing. It's gonna take him a while to get there, and sometimes he can't live enough to get there. Unless you pop a green card for the sustained damage cut, then you should be fine. But you catch him in one big hit, like you rush him, or you hit him with like a very powerful ult, it's pretty much GG. Super Saiyan 4, probably the worst LF, but his plat did help him. I don't know why he's this low, actually. I don't remember why we put him down here, but I know he does a lot of damage. But the only thing is that he can't really tank that well. And the only time he can tank is when his tanky thing, his ability is like fully built up. But then even getting it takes a few cards for it to get fully built up. And he has the save. He has it's like a fucking truck, last man standing. But his big problem is definitely, I would say, his green card and his tankiness. And that's it.
Yeah, agreed. And obviously you've got to consider that Oob is like the better choice on GT,
Oh, yeah.
in my opinion. Then what, Saiyans? Like, there ain't no way in hell he's getting on Saiyans.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he's in a bit of a tough spot as well, just because he's like he's obviously not first choice. He can't tank very well. And when you've got these units, I know I keep referring to these units at the top. When you've got these units at the top in almost every, like, Goku and Vegeta are in 3 out of 5 games, maybe even 4 out of 5 games. Once you hit a certain battle rank, like once you're at top 10k, top 5k, top 3k, and so on and so forth, they're in almost every single match. And the Vegeta side of Goku and Vegeta can literally one shot Goku.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, that is the tier list. We've waffled on for a bit, but at least it's not 40 minutes, because fuck, that just fucking dragged. But yeah, probably going to be a few units that, you know, you disagree with, but it's a tier list, it's subjective. It's just your experiences when you fight online. Maybe you use a team that is weak to a certain colour, and you don't like a certain unit, like Vare doesn't like Android 18, for example. Other people who run a strong red might just think, like, what the hell is 18? But it's all subjective. It's just how you play or what you don't like to play against. But yeah, I'm going to stop waffling now. That is the tier list. Make sure to go over and check out Vare's channel. He has just hit 600 subs. We want to get into 1k ASAP. Same here. If you haven't subbed to us both, make sure you sub. And yeah, thank you for watching as always. Like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Adios.